go through. See, even now, if Swami tells you, don't get married to this person, and you're almost by 50 trillion, that's the impact you have at the time of death if you are not initiated by an enlightened being. You'd become so fragmented. So that time Swamiji saw 7 layers of the body. I'll tell you all the layers. The physical layer, the mental layer, the causal body, the etheric body, right up to the nirvana sharira, the bliss body. The bliss body where suddenly you're like, wow, my God, I'm only Paramashiva. He observed, just casually he observed how the soul of that man was leaving, the jiva was leaving 7 layers so easily, like a hot knife slicing through room temperature butter. And Swamiji was like, oh, wow. How come it was so easy? Why it was without any suffering? That was the next question. When you're able to flow so smoothly, it's because there was no suffering in it at all. No suffering. Whereas Swamiji had seen many other bodies. He saw many other bodies where he really has seen how the soul terrifyingly suffers. That is the original understanding. But here he saw the opposite happened. And then Swamiji said, what is this? Is he a great enlightened soul? Because only enlightened beings will leave the body like this. He asked around. Then those nurses and the doctors said, no, this man had 3 wives. And he never took care of them. And he was only money hungry. Miser means miser. Never gave anybody 1 penny. Then Swamiji is like, this guy had such a good death. Such a easy, smooth passing. The whole story is, because of enlightened master's presence, the being that was passing away had that smooth sailing, which was Swamiji himself. Understood? So it means, even at the time of when you need to move on, it will not be, now the time has come, I have grown old, and one day I will just look at the roof and I will die. It will not be like that. For all of you, Swamiji will simply say, come on, it is time now to enter into different dimension. And we just move. Understand? Instead of this dress, you are moving into a different dress. Really. And today you will experience that. You will also experience in Swamiji's presence some of the worst emotions that you are very, very, very afraid to face on your own. Some trauma. When my husband first came for the program, and he was during the death process, you are going to experience prakaya pravesham. It is like 10 times more than the death process. Because here you are manifesting it as a Shakti. You are not undergoing just one process. You are going to manifest it as a Shakti. You are going to have the power to just experience yourself as other people. Want water, ma? Atraksha. Just tell someone to get her water. Maitri. Listen carefully. That means what? In the presence of an enlightened master, you have no suffering. So for us, Adinavasis, when we move on, right? Our Jiva Samadhi, for us it's not going to be moving on. the life will still be intact. You will be alive, and the samadhi will be all around Swamiji's own samadhi. Samadhi means the final resting space. So his will be in the center, the grandest one, and all the Adinavasis, Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Rudras, Rudrakanyas, and his serving epita, Yajamans, Kartas, everyone, your samadhi will be around Swamiji. Akshardham, the heaven on planet Earth, Kailash on the planet. Imagine the amount of energy it radiates, that many thousands of enlightened beings, with the center as the source. So for all of us, it's already planned out. Very casually, Swamiji will tell us. And if you ask many of the Adinavasis, they will say, oh, I'm even planning the kind of dress I will be in, because Jiva Samadhi, people will see you, and the body will not deteriorate. It will just be doing its work. Please understand. I was giving you an example of my husband at the previous program called Inner Awakening. This is a Sakshi Pramana, you take it. So, death process means you will all be spread out, and you will have your own yoga mats, you will have to lie down on it, and you cannot sleep. And suddenly Swamiji will just switch you off bit by bit by bit. You can actually hear him click. This is the first time Prakaya Pravesham is happening in Divya Sharira. I have no idea what all is going to happen to all of you. I really tell you, get on to social media and drive people crazy sharing about all this. Really, only then you will understand that you are believing in your experience. Okay, come back to this. So at that point, you will undergo some intense emotions, because you will really be taken into death. But you will know you are alive. Your body will not move. Even housefly will not sit on you. Mosquito, will not sit on you. Because you're dead, no. They will not come on you. They'll avoid you. You should really know this. At that point, there was one person who was screaming my name out in the death process. I was like, what? And then the volunteers went and Swamiji told to settle him down. I was like, what happened to this guy in death process? Why is he calling me? I really got frightened. This is many years back. I think 7 years back or something. What? Oh, of course, that is it. Imagine having me as a wife. Oh God, it's too much. So, no, poor thing. At that point, he went back into the thing. Swamiji settled him. And he's undergoing the intense emotions. He's not opening his eyes. There's no way he's opening his eyes or anything. He's not even seeing the people. But the moment he came out of the thing, after the whole process is over, he got up and he told me, he said, I saw that you died and I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying. I was like, you saw me die? Actually, whatever gives you the maximum fear, you will see all that. But you will see it from being in Swamiji's lap. All those are the fears that you carry now and you're ruining your life with it. If I say make a call, you'd be like, but how can I do that? It is 2 o'clock in the morning. Call your Paramashiva. Maybe that person really needs you. All these conditionings, you will drop it. So for him, he used to have this extreme fear of losing his mother. And that naturally gets put on to your wife. And therefore, that colorful scene, he said, no, you were really on the cremation pyre. I saw you die and I am doing the ceremony around you. And I was like, what? And your parents are crying and all the Sangha, everyone is crying. We're all crying. Whatever is the worst fear in you, all that will come up, it will be shown.